Oh, come on. There are special people like us who should run the world, and then there's normies like Oren who deliver our pizza and fight our wars. Haven't you seen The Incredibles?
There are many ways to screw up a kid, but of all the fathers in adult animation, I think Ridley takes the Father of the Year in this category. This video essay is going to explore exactly how he managed to screw up his daughter Reagan and the long-lasting effect of his parenting on her personality. At the very core of Rand's character, he believes two things. First, there are only two kinds of people. Special people like himself who are destined to run the world, and normies who live a life of mediocrity. Second, the people who are destined to run the world have no need for emotional connections, relationships, or friends. He sees emotional ties as only being good for holding special people back. It's this belief and thinking that drives his parenting. Time and time again, it's this idea he tries to make Reagan understand. In Reagan's formative years, Rand ignores any emotional vulnerability that Reagan expresses because he considered them to be things that make people weak. And so anytime Reagan cried or showed a need for love or affection, he willfully ignores and pays no attention to them. And over time, Reagan learns not to express any of these emotions because she realized that they never get attended to. She slowly internalizes the belief that her emotional vulnerabilities, expressions, or worries aren't important. Rand's willful ignorance not only undermines the existence and importance of Reagan's feelings, it also left Reagan with no means of dealing with how she felt at all. Whenever Rand wanted to attend to Reagan's emotional needs, he would create an invention to do it for him. He never puts himself in the position where he has to tell his daughter that he loves her or that he's proud of her, as though any single piece of technology is an excellent substitute for the love and care of a father, let alone a box full of them. And yet, he does this for the entirety of Reagan's childhood. And throughout the show, we see Reagan suffering from the scars of Rand's outside-the-box parenting. One of the scars is Reagan's compulsive use of technology to solve all her problems, especially those that require emotional vulnerability or expression to fix them. Just like her father, she is unable to talk about her feelings to anyone, let alone express it in a form as simple as a hug. In the episode titled Blue Blood, she upgrades her robot arms from productivity tools to tools for emotional expression. She neglects the deeper question as to why she's unable to give a hug. She doesn't carry out the self-examination needed to arrive at the answer. We can say given the amount of time she had to get herself together and the Reptoid event, she had no choice but to opt for a quick solution. But it's not just that. Avoiding her emotional and social conundrums is something that she's been doing for a long time. In the episode titled Sex Machina, Tomiko points out the fact that Reagan hasn't been in a relationship with anyone since college. She responds by saying she's single by choice and proceeds to throw herself into her work to avoid the question. But the episode comes back to center on this. As we would learn later in the series, it's not just her choice that's at play here. You see, even if she's able to get involved in a relationship with someone, her social ineptness, together with her inability to be emotionally vulnerable with her words or actions, is a time bomb on the relationship from day one. Take for example her encounter with Brian. Although they were a 99.99% match, she manages to find the 0.01 scenario that ruins their potential relationship. When Brian asks her out on a date, she doesn't respond to his request. She instead builds a robot version of a guy she's never met and decides to go on a date with her invention over the real Brian and the possibility of forming a meaningful connection. She doesn't know exactly why she's like this, but she knows that her people skills are absolutely terrible. She's not the only one who knows it. Her mother...
You think I have Asperger's?
No.
Oh, okay.
See, you couldn't tell I was lying. You really ought to look that condition up. It gets worse over time. Ciao, darling.
Her co-workers...
Oh yeah, Reagan can't hug anybody. See this bruise on my face? That's from one of her hugs.
Even the HR personnel at Cognito Inc. are aware of this fact.
On a 95th HR violation, but who's counting? Me. I'm counting. Mr. Mothman is counting.
And when it comes to Reagan's inventions, Rand never gives her the praise or satisfaction of a job well done for her efforts. He constantly undermines them. And that is why in episode 8, when her efforts were recognized by Buzz, she felt appreciated because for as long as she could remember, no one has ever respected or cherished her work since she was 6 years old, especially not her dad. Rand says he does it to push her to be a better inventor than he was. There may be some truth to that, but that's not the whole truth. You see, of all the messed up tactics that Rand employed to raise Reagan, this one was by far the worst. He's been experimenting on his daughter. In the final episode of the series, Reagan learns the truth, that she actually had a friend in her life, someone who genuinely enjoyed her presence and didn't see her as a crappy person. And to her surprise, she enjoyed their company as well. She had a real friend, and his name was Oren. The very moment we get this revelation, we also see Rand's reaction to it. He was absolutely against this idea. He says he doesn't want his daughter ruined by mediocrity. In the final repressed memory that Reagan visits, we see her father altering the workings of her brain. He uses Project Jelly Bean to repress all memories of her friendship with Oren, the only true friend that Reagan ever had. And it's in this moment we learn why he did it.
Look, I know JR's got it out for me. If I'm ever axed from this company, I need an insurance policy to get me back in. And if Daddy's little insurance policy gets off track by befriending some idiot, the Ridley Empire crumbles.
To Rand, Reagan was an insurance policy first and a daughter second. It was a crucial part of his plan to have her remain incognito Inc. in case he was fired from the company. He was going to use her as a backdoor to re-enter the company and get back on top if she ever developed any sort of intimate connection with other people. When the time came for her to choose between him or her friends, he worries that she would struggle with the choice rather than be decisive about it. Nonetheless, his plan worked, and he became the chief executive of Cognito Inc. Unfortunately for Reagan, Rand's plan with Project Jelly Bean worked a little too well. All memories where she expresses any form of emotional vulnerability, affection, or love seem to be affected as well. She has a hard time recalling them. These memories only resurface when she's exposed to cues that exist within the memory itself, and this puts her into a state of shock. The fact that she couldn't recall when last she was hugged wasn't just a problem of being able to identify an exact moment. It was by design. Even if there was a moment where they did share a hug, all memories of that would have been edited out by her father. Reagan's desire to one day run Cognito Inc. is a desire that Rand has subconsciously shaped into her. We never get a deep understanding as to why she wants to run the company, or why it's important to her as a character. Yet, all through the series, this is the thing she strives for. But if there's anyone who would know the answer, it would be Rand. As he said in the show,
"You've been preparing for this job since you were 6 years old.
and I'm proud of myself for raising you." Again, by design. Her social awkwardness, lack of emotional vulnerability, inability to form meaningful connections, and her rage issues are all by design. He's been experimenting on her way before she was even born. He hints at this in the Buzzkill episode.
I knew it! You got half your mother's genes and half blessed with mine. Actually, I tweaked your DNA in the womb, so it's more like 60-40. Didn't want you getting too much of her judginess.
Jesus, Dad, not okay.
Because after all, family is an experiment. Rand has repressed so many of Reagan's memories that she doesn't realize how terrible of a father he actually is. And there you have it, guys. Rand Ridley's guide to psychologically messing up a kid. If you like the video essay, feel free to hit a thumbs up, share, or smash the subscribe button before Rand Ridley orders the deep state to take me down for exposing him. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.
Wow, I'm starting to see why you're so fucked up, Reagan. There are layers.